February of 2005, 4 filmmakers set off from their base in North London with the intention of documenting the plight of children forced to work in the mines of northeastern Congo. Upon their return, they contacted me to ask if I'd be interested in making a film about their experiences.
Obviously, this is a very dangerous situation. I mean, if we do get caught, there is no saying what. Fucking hell! Section! Fucking hell! Reach! Fuck's sake, Dave, grab the camera!
Well, at the moment, we don't have much more footage than that, really. We lost the majority of it, so at the moment, the project is somewhat stalled.
It's been said that if you dig deep enough, every element in the periodic table can be found in the soil beneath the war-ravaged lands of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Amongst this vast supply of mineral wealth exists a particular ore which, although not widely known, has become the basis upon which a large part of the Western economy is now dependent. Columbite tantalite, or coltan, is a dark-colored mineral used primarily in the production of capacitors for mobile phones, laptop computers, and games consoles. %80 of the world's supply of coltan is to be found in the eastern regions of the Congo. The struggle for its control has prolonged the civil war, estimated to have cost 4 million lives. As the telecommunications industry continues to enjoy record annual profits, rebel factions such as the one led by ex-Army General Laurent Nkunda force child miners to work in perilous conditions for as little as 30 cents a day. That's about 15 pence. In 2004, the same group of filmmakers made Darker Than Black, a documentary about an extreme metal group called Demigod. Given unrestricted access to the band throughout the recording of their album Hollow Continuum, the filmmakers also joined the band on a self-financed tour of Finland.
It wasn't something that we actually saw ourselves doing, but I was approached a while back by somebody Mark and I went to university with, and they had started up in a black metal band
yeah.
called Demigod, and they asked us, because they'd seen some of the stuff that we'd done at university, they thought that we might be able to do the film.
Yeah, they approached us, didn't they?
tour.
Which was great. I mean, it was really nice because it coincided with us starting off Ward Island Films, and these two guys had just come on board as well. So the timing was perfect, really.
It was an experience as well, being on the road with them in Finland.
It was a major experience, yes. They were very candid with us.
Sometimes a bit too much.
Well, possibly, but it gives the end result a certain charm, doesn't it? You know.
It does. Yeah.
Because it was basics too harsh a word. I mean, it was simply done. We didn't over elaborate it or anything. We just kind of watched these guys as they enjoyed the various aspects of their tour, and as a result, it's quite an intimate little film. It's very nice,
I think they started letting out in the local media word of what they were doing, and to generate some sort of publicity where we were going. And obviously, us following them around, it just made things that much more interesting, both filming wise and socially.
Yes,
absolutely. It's absolutely fantastic to go on tour with a rock band. It's been like a dream of mine since forever, and to get introduced to them excesses was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So the documentary in style was kind of like meat and potatoes, very, very basic.
Yeah, I mean,
as you
it
said.
was a very small scale thing. I mean, obviously it took off from their point of view. I think in Finland, it's a very dark place. They don't get much daylight.
Suited the film though, didn't it? It very much suited the tone of the film.
Yeah.
It was, because it was very down and dirty, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it took off in a way that we didn't really expect it, and obviously they didn't either.
The success of the band's tour and subsequent high demand for the team's self-produced documentary meant Ward Island Films was able to take the next step on a journey begun many years previously.
We formed the company just after we graduated from university. We met at Sheffield University. Actually met in Freshers Week. We both signed up for a discussion group, didn't we? A group with the idea that was going to discuss sort of social, political issues. Didn't really turn out like that. So we moved on from there. We did a rugby team documentary. Followed the team to Holland, Amsterdam, and filmed them. And then from there we did a documentary about some special needs kids during the summer. And they were doing an outward bound course, and we just followed them around for a weekend and filmed them. And then through those, we received a phone call
from somebody who was actually the boyfriend of my housemate in university.
Said, we're going on tour to Scandinavia. Would you like to film us? And of course, we sort of jumped at the opportunity, really.
But you can't go on a two-man band, so I mean,
a two-man team,
but yeah. So we had to actually
yeah.
get some technical. I'm the stills photographer. Mark is the director, and we needed a cameraman. We needed sound.
Yeah. Up until that point, we kind of done it ourselves, and for what we'd done, it was okay. But we needed to, this was surely a step up, certainly a step up. So we needed some technical expertise on board.
As a fallback plan to my precarious career at Dixon's, I studied music production, and I'm a trained sound engineer. I mentioned this to Jo. Coincidentally, she was looking for a sound man for her project. She took me along to meet Mark, informally, who ran over the project with me, and I found it incredibly exciting. The opportunity to go on tour with her band was just brilliant. And luckily for me, they accepted me, took me on board, and I was part of the project. From there, it's just been absolutely fantastic.
I was working for Marks and Spencer's in their IT systems support department at the time, mainly concerned with internal security systems, CCTV, that sort of thing. When I saw an advertisement in the paper for a cameraman, I'd taken a number of moving image modules when I was at university, and it's something I've always been interested in. So I applied, I met Mark and Joanne, we got on instantly.
Very lucky we got on two very talented technical people who have the same philosophy as us. They share the same goal. They don't want to be just part of the crowd. From
the mines themselves up to our living rooms, there are about 6 or 7 stages. The mines, as I've said, going to the traders, the local traders who buy this coltan off the local miners. The
militias, they buy it off the militias, don't they? And the militias control the mines, and then
the borders, and then there's obviously the shipping to these factories, which are then building these machines, which are then funded by these companies that then put their brand on it and then sell it into our home. This was the thing. The fundamental thing was that I read this story, and I showed the team this story. I could not believe how nobody knew about it. We never had any clue. We asked people about coltan. No one knew what it was. It was not in the dictionary. Nobody knew about this, and it was this raw resource was basically the focus of a
a civil war that claimed nearly 4 million lives. I mean, how can we not know that this happened? And it, as you said, it affects us. It affects us every single day. We reap the benefits of using all these pieces of technology, and yet to think that it's come from, in its initial stages, the hands of a child that is being forced at gunpoint to mine.
Because the thing is that you can pick up a newspaper, you can read about it, you can put it down, you can forget it.
Yeah.
We want images that make sure that it stays in people's consciousness.
Following months of planning, the filmmakers journeyed to the Democratic Republic of the Congo in search of evidence to substantiate their work. This decision would affect the film in ways none of them could have predicted.
Okay, we're now about a mile from one of the mines near Lake Kivu. One of the militia camps is right nearby. They're a faction of the RCD Goma army. It's led by Laurent Nkunda. Joseph, our guide, has led us here. He seems quite confident that we should be able to get some shots of the village, the camp. He says that the militia should be they should be very relaxed at night. They kind of just wind down, and they're not really out in any sort of numbers. So I'm hoping that we should be okay. I mean, we can hear some thunder coming in. Should be sounds about a mile away, something like that. Lake Kivu is about a mile to our east. Obviously, this is a very dangerous situation. I mean, if we did get caught, there is no saying.
Fucking hell! Searching! Fucking hell! Reach! Fuck's sake, they've got to come!
Suddenly out of nowhere, I just remember hearing this loud noise, and then my leg just gave way from me completely. I went down to the side trying to preserve the camera, and just this incredible burning sensation just ran through my leg, sort of searing pain. I'm trying to suppress my sort of cries and whimpers because we didn't want to draw attention to sort of location in the dark. And from that point on, I've just got vague images. My recollection's a little bit sketchy, but I remember Dave dragging me towards the Jeep, and then we returned to base camp where a medical chopper was flown in, and at that point I was just drifting in and out, and Joanne had the camera, and I remember she got some footage which fortunately survived as we travelled out of the area.
We knew it was a possibility, didn't we? It was always there. We were always aware of the dangers, but it doesn't matter. You still, in the back of your mind, you don't actually believe it can happen. When it does, and you hear that crack of an AK-47, which is frightening on its own, isn't it? I mean, and then, of course, Rich hit the deck. He didn't really know. It was pitch black. It's just, it was terrifying.
We lost 6 tapes of footage when we were escaping through the jungle that night. Amongst them as well, one of the tapes, I think it was the best thing I've ever shot. We were up on a plateau above a nearby village, just trying to get some panoramic shots of the surrounding region. And suddenly one of the guides motioned everyone get down really quickly, and I just left the camera rolling. Huge surge of adrenaline, just pointed it to what we were seeing, and you've got this small group of Rwandan soldiers just heading down towards the village with a small pack of dogs. Just obviously it was such an ominous scene, knowing what was about to happen. It reminded me of Hunters in the Snow by Bruegel. The villagers are just completely oblivious to the sort of perilous situation.
Well, as it stands, the film, the DRC is finished. It's up to date. We've done as much with the footage that we have that we possibly can. We've just come back from 6 months back at our day jobs, but we're not going to give up. We've come back to see if we can add some more information to the film and make sure that we finish it as best as is possible. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. We have a few ideas. I mean, just for a little setback, we're certainly not going to give in just yet.
Just because I took one in the leg doesn't mean we're going to move on.
No, I still think it's some mileage in it, isn't it?
There's certainly mileage in it, yes.
Well,
yes,
it's not.
yes.
I think it's just a story that we feel we should be telling as well.
I think that's it. I mean, we're changing the emphasis of the film from. I mean, the footage that we took was great, but what we want to have more of a kind of personal angle to it.
Yeah.
So we're taking the testimony from people at various stages on the path to our living room. And I mean, David had a fantastic idea the other day about interviewing somebody who is here, who has fled the violence, a kind of
A refugee, yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah, without being able to get any of obviously the footage over there now, or the interviews we took. I mean, I think having first-hand testimony here is the only way that we can actually sort of validate the project now.
That will be the thing that sells it. I mean, that will be the cherry on the cake.
Well, it just gives so much
the
weight
gem.
to add that to the footage and the stills and the things that we have got.
Yeah.
But it's not been easy.
No,
It certainly has not. But we have, the plan of action is we've advertised in universities, colleges, local sort of African support websites, local support groups. We've contacted the Home Office, the DRC Embassy, basically just looking for anybody that has some first-hand experience that can talk to us and, as Rich said, add some serious weight to the project. Really. Yeah, that's where we stand though. So we've put out feelers to basically try and get first-hand testimony of experiences there. And as I say, we've had some response. People are reluctant. Understandably, they're quite nervous and afraid of talking to people about their experiences. But we remain hopeful that we will get what we need. Certainly.
Yeah. Do you mind if we stop the filming? I've got to go see someone about some new lenses.
Panavision, yeah. Track. We need track.
Yeah, I know. It's on the list.
Chris Ross, okay.
Okay.
Speak
All
to
right.
him.
Thanks. Okay.
It sounds interesting.
So,
Bit of potential here. Where's Mark?
I think he's gone for a cigarette.
Okay, I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Hey Mark! Check this out.
Yeah.
Got something that sounds quite promising.
Go on. What is it?
I've got a guy phoned me. He reckons he can put us in touch with a lieutenant from Nkundu's army.
Lieutenant from Nkundu's army here in London.
Here in London.
What did he say?
He
What does
said,
he want to do? Have you heard this?
No, what?
received a very promising call from one of our ads. It's a guy who reckons he can put us in touch with a lieutenant from Nkundu's army.
You're joking.
Well,
That's it.
this is
That's what
fucking
we
far.
want.
This is far and above what we wanted or expected.
This could be big.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said they both want paying. He wants paying.
Did he say how much?
No. He didn't say how much, but we have to guarantee his anonymity.
We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
Well, if he is who he says he is,
Mm.
then I'm
Yeah.
Fuck
fine
yeah.
with that.
Fuck yeah.
So what have we got to do? Call him back or?
Yeah, I've got to call him back. He said he wants to meet me tonight.
Okay. I'll call him back then. Arrange to meet him. See if I can come along.
Yeah.
And obviously ask how much he needs. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind what we've got.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
see what he
fantastic.
says.
Fantastic. Let's
That's
do
great.
it.
Cheers, Dave.
Okay, I'm on my way to meet that guy who left the answer phone message for me. Now, he reckons that he can put us in touch with the guy who can provide first-hand testimony. This can be a fucking scoop that would make this film, you know. It's amazing. I'm very excited. I'm sad nervous at the same time. You know, if all I'm doing, hoping and fucking praying it turns out to be genuine, I don't get battered around the fucking back of the head, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's a risk I feel was worth taking at this stage. The guy I'm actually meeting is East European. It kind of adds to the whole James Bond covert flavour, which I'm quite into. But, yeah, here I go.
Well, the shape of the film has changed. The leads that we put out to universities, colleges, African community groups, they're starting to pay off. We've had quite a few people contact us. Only a select handful have seemed any good, but one in particular seemed very good. It was a man who claims to be a mercenary, an ex-soldier from one of the militias in the DRC, and he has first-hand experience of the things that have gone on. So if we can get his testimony in an interview, that will be a massive, massive boost for the film.
Oh, it'll be priceless footage. Yeah.
Priceless footage. And David has already met the contact, so hopefully it's going to come through.
Yeah, I met the contact. I gave him a proposal of our film, and it's kind of like the intended interview, sort of guideline of the interview. It was quite a bizarre experience, but he also he required £500 as a kind of introduction fee, I suppose.
A sweetener, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But if he can put us in touch with this mercenary, I mean, we've already said, you know, far and above anything we could have hoped for.
My reservations are that if if he's asking for money up front and they're not who they purport to be, it's we could be left in the, you know, it's a couple of weeks fixing Marks and Spencer's computers for me.
It is.
Or they ask for more. I think that's my biggest worry.
Yeah.
But even if they do, then we have to fork out something that we need to get.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a gamble. If the gamble pays off, then it will be well worth it.
Shortly afterwards, Richard spoke to us in more detail.
I'm continually amazed by Dave's bravery and foolhardiness, really. He met this guy in some nondescript part of North London, which turned out to be a dark alleyway with £500 in his pocket. And, apparently everything went down okay, and we've set up this meeting. We'll just wait and see, I guess, but things sound promising anyway.
Okay, see you later.
It's a story, that.
That was the record label that Demigod have signed to. Since we made the documentary, they've signed to a record label, and the record label have now seen the film, and they're not happy.
What with?
Various things, well, quite a few things to be honest, I think. The violence, the drug taking, drinking, the language.
We were filming a band, we was making a documentary, you know what I mean?
I know.
So what's the upshot? I mean, what are they saying here?
I've got to go and see them. Flesh it out, I guess. Well, as it stands, the middleman that Dave got in contact with has got back to us, and his man, so say the mercenary from the militia, is very interested in speaking to us. He wants a substantial amount of money, and he needs double assurance that his anonymity will be maintained. But we can do that, and hopefully we can get what we need.
Yeah, I think the key thing is though that we've just got to make sure that this is the final payment. You know, we've agreed terms, and
Fuck, I'm sorry.
that's as far as it'll go. But yeah, things look good at the moment. Fingers crossed.
I'm not as worried about the financial side of things now. I think that I'm quite happy with that. This is a valid thing, that this is going to happen, and of course, I mean, resulting from it, we're going to have an invaluable piece of testimony. So of course, it's something that we're looking forward to doing. We're looking forward to getting.
It's the
down.
footage we all want.
Sure is.
They're not happy. The documentary we did for Demigod, they've seen it and they think it's far too frank and revealing for them to be able to promote the band as they would wish. The band signed with the record label on completion of after the completion of the film. And yeah, they're not happy with it. They want us to recut it, do a more sanitized version that I presume they can show on MTV or something like this, that they think will show the band in a better light. I tried explaining to them that, in my view, the frank and honest documentary that we have that shows the band for, you know, the artists that they are, the real people that they are, the true experience they had when they toured, will actually endear fans to them. But they're not really seeing it that way, so it's a bit of a clash of philosophies, I guess.
Following confirmation of the second meeting, the team decided to take advantage of their anonymity and have Mark follow David with a hidden camera.
Just tuck that bit in the middle.
Do you think that's covered enough?
Yeah, it should be fairly inconspicuous.
Yeah. That's not going to catch the light, is it?
No, there might be the odd threads covering it and stuff, but as long as, yeah, just got to keep it steady. So I'll just make sure it's well fixed and seal it. No, it should be fine. No, trust me, should be able to get a good picture of that.
Yeah, but is it hidden enough, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be noticeable at all. It just looks like it's part of the bag and it's going to stay in place. And let me...
Yep. Give me that.
An additional danger was that unlicensed filming on the London Underground is considered an act of terrorism. The following footage is a record of what took place that night.
Well, David last night met the contact and also the mercenary, which was fantastic. And we've arranged, or rather he's arranged the interview for next week, which has calmed our nerves a lot. We did have our concerns initially that this wasn't a genuine contact, wasn't going to be a genuine mercenary. But having listened to David and everything he said about it, those concerns are now gone. There is the slight issue that they have asked for more money, but we've already handed over quite a large amount, and for the integrity of the project we need this. We also don't want to waste what we have handed over, and so we've kind of come to the consensus that it would be foolish to stop now and not to go on with this.
So the pub is the Islington Tap, which is on Liverpool Road. It's a quiet place. The surrounding area is fairly quiet. The pub should be quiet. The landlord knows we're coming. We can take it's a top room. We can take our guy in through a back stairs, so nobody will see him coming in. The landlord is aware that we're doing something that's sensitive. Obviously, he doesn't know the true nature of it, but he's aware of it, so he shouldn't cause any problems. All we need to do is get in there and set up what you've been doing. Make sure that there is no way we're going to compromise this guy's secrecy so that he can open up to us.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know. Did you sort the money?
I did. I went this morning. They need some time to actually get it together because of the amounts. I'll be going back about 4:30. Pick it up.
That's dead certain, yeah? Okay, cool.
Excellent. Me and Rich have been messing around with the lighting today to figure out shadows and silhouettes for the filming. It was enjoyable, you know, Rich being the agreeable, calm guy he is, you know what I mean? It's cracking fun. Yeah, no, it has come out very well.
It's going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully this guy will feel relaxed enough to be able to
that's it.
open up.
That's the important thing. That would send him out the door if it didn't look
we
good.
need the gritty details. As long as we get the gritty details and he feels comfortable in doing that, then we've got it all. And hopefully we'll keep him talking for a good hour or so. I mean,
yeah.
We can get
no, he's pulled out a few good tricks. It looks fine. It's brilliant.
Good.
Yeah. I think it's all systems go really. He's got nothing at all to worry about.
He knows everything. He knows there's going to be 4 of us there, so he's all good with that. He knows that I'll be asking him questions, so he's good with that. So.
This recording contained a testimony from the man David had met 2 nights previously, in which he claimed to be a former mercenary in Central Africa. After 2 days spent trying to identify the language, it was eventually confirmed as a dialect spoken in territories close to the border between southern Rwanda and the Congo. Once identified, the recording was translated.
The first thing that you must know is the war in Congo is not an African war, it is a world war. The money that buys the guns comes from companies in Europe and America who buy our minerals. It is them who make the war continue. Whoever controls the mines has the power to make things right for Congo. The coltan which comes from the mines is what can buy our freedom from the West. It can make us strong again. It is why we fight. The conditions for our children are not good, but they are working for the future. Without their help, there is no hope for us.
Okay, we're driving to the location now where we're going to meet the ex-African mercenary. We've got his tape with the translation, and it sounds like he's got some good first-hand experience of what goes on over there. I mean, needless to say, this is very important for us. I mean, if we can get this interview tonight, then we're going to have some serious first-hand knowledge to back up our documentary, which will, as we said before, will then help us to legitimise it and get it in front of people and get this issue out. Joe, Dave and Rich are already up there. They're setting up the room. I mean, this guy's been very cagey. He's been really cagey. He doesn't want his face filmed. He doesn't want anybody to know his name, but he is willing to speak to us. So I'm just hoping that we can get some really good stuff. Talk to him for about half an hour. He should be with us in about half an hour. So hopefully it's going to be all good. We can't invite you up for the actual interview, but do you want to come up and see the room, see what we're doing just before
5 minutes, 10 minutes max, and then you'll have to leave, and then obviously we can do the interview.
That'd be great.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
It's on the phone.
He's on the phone to you now. Right. Whereabouts is that?
Doesn't sound
Right. That's the final say, yeah? Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. It's a school. Nice of me to change his mind.
What?
He's not pulled this.
changed his mind.
He's changed the venue.
What do you mean he's changed the venue?
He's changed the venue. He doesn't want to come here. He doesn't trust us with his identity, you know.
So what? He's got a setup somewhere else.
Okay. What did he say?
What he said was he didn't trust us. He didn't know us. He wants to go to a pub of his choosing to film this thing.
When?
Tonight. He was still prepared to do it
So
tonight.
he's still going to do it?
Yes. That's
You
your
spoke
fault.
to me.
I didn't speak to. I spoke to our contact.
Okay. Where's this pub?
Fuck's sake.
Where's the pub? The new
Yeah, Fortis Road Junction.
Anyone know it?
Kind of.
I don't understand what his objective. Why is he trying to change? I've got really bad feelings.
Is he going to be there? What did the contract say? Is he going to be there?
Yes, it said be there in 40 minutes.
Oh.
We've got to do it. We've got no choice.
You sure?
Yeah. We've got to do it.
So as not to risk inflaming an already tense situation, it was agreed that we keep well out of sight for the duration of the interview. We remain in the car which had been parked nearby. The camera was left running.
Is that them? That was quick.
Did you see him?
Who's that?
Did you see the guy leave?
Yeah,
He was had a hood and everything.
Yeah, he came out and got into that car there.
Fuck! Did you see where he went? We got to follow him. He's got money. He's got fucking money. He went left at the end. Get the window there. Did you see where he went?
Yeah, left round.
Fuck's sake, when you find that guy, ring him over. Ring him. It was a Rover, wasn't it?
came in, it was going fine. We gave him the money, we sat him down, it was all set up so we couldn't see him, and you know, he seemed great, he seemed kosher, he seemed spot on. Then he got a phone call, he said, excuse me, I've just got to take this, but that's we saw it. Just pull up so because we're going to ring the police. Go past the bus stop and get it done. Hello, police, please. I'd like to report a robbery. It's a little difficult to explain. I don't know the guy's name. No, I wasn't mugged. I gave him the money, but he's run off with it. It was for... He said he was going to do something for me, and he took the money and ran. I don't know his name. He's driving a Rover. I think we're on Archway Road. Thank you very much. Well, that's that, isn't it?